Connor, what's going on, my man? My man, it is 10:30 p.m. on a Monday. What is cooking, baby?
What's going on? Just hanging out, drinking some brews, just crushing quote over here. The usual for a Monday.
Dude, I love that. And I don't know. I literally left the office at 11:30 midnight last night, got up at 4:30 a.m. Because we just have massive goals, right? But
Of course.
we committed to our audience. We committed to the sales community that we would do an episode. I wanted to do an episode an hour, calling for sales 9 a.m., emailing for sales 10 a.m., social selling for sales 11 a.m., Ask Brandon B Anything, a copy of the Gary Vee Show 12 p.m., 1 p.m. was objection handling, 2 p.m. was closing, 3 p.m. was follow-up, 4 p.m. was productivity hacks for sales, 5 p.m. was health hacks for sales. And we decided with the book, with building a company, with having 40, 50 employees, going from 5 to 50 in freaking 4 months,
Yep.
that would be pretty aggressive. So what we decided to do was one show a day.
Yep.
Right? One show a day, which I'm disappointed because typically we go all out. We go a billion X, right?
Of course.
But whatever. We'll start with one show. And today I'm thrilled to have with me one of my new AEs who recently got promoted from SDR from Outreach.io, one of our great partners and companies that we love in the sales space. Connor prospected me at Outreach. And dude, by the way, we got to tell that story.
Sure.
And just because I want to get the hell out of the office, we'll make it kind of quick. But so today's episode is emailing for sales.
Yep.
And it's 10:30 p.m. and I could not leave the office with a completely booked calendar, feeling like we did justice to our audience without shooting this episode.
Of course.
So tell people who you are, your background in sales development and sales, and how the hell did you get here at Seamless as an AE today?
Sure. So,
because it's a hell of a story, man. Hell of a story.
Oh yeah, of course. So 2015, graduated from college, took an intensive internship over at HubSpot. I recognized,
No shit. I didn't even know that, dude.
I worked there for around 90 days or so.
Did you go to school in Boston?
Right above Boston. So I was in North Andover, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Small private school, Merrimack College. Majored in business majored in business.
Awesome.
Double major in sports management and marketing. None of the classes that I took, at Merrimack actually ended up applying to, real life.
I've got my undergrad, my MBA. That shit didn't teach me anything.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit about accounting and P&Ls and financial operations, but that's like not much. Nothing with sales.
The only 2 classes that actually did me some benefit were my entrepreneurship classes, which won, a bunch of awards.
I agree.
For, but
now, luckily, my college. Did your college have a sales? Like my college had a sales college called the Ralph and Lucy Shea Sales Center.
Yep.
That was ranked top 20 that I was a part of. So I got lucky, but that was new 10 years ago. So I don't know if your college had anything.
Not a sales college. I mean, we had a business, school, but
yep.
The
entrepreneurship school, dude, that teaches you sales. So that's awesome.
Of course. So I basically took what I applied in those 2 entrepreneurship classes, applied for an intensive internship over at HubSpot. It was all about the HubSpot culture. I was like, this is great. I didn't know companies existed like this. I want to get into sales right away. Applied, went through 4 rounds of interviews, denied at the last possible minute.
No.
Yeah, they were looking for a bilingual individual. So I needed to speak Spanish, didn't get the role.
Wow.
And then ultimately applied to Brightcove in Boston. They're an online video platform, landed that job as an inbound SDR, worked my way from an inbound SDR to an outbound SDR.
So they started everyone new as inbound.
So when I originally joined, there were only 2 SDRs within the whole company.
Okay. And Brightcove, what is, for those that don't know what Brightcove is, what is Brightcove?
Yeah, so
Like
Brightcove,
in a tweet.
yep, they're an online video platform that just powers video on their website through different social applications. So not too many people know that Snapchat video is actually powered by Brightcove. So
What?
something to put out. Yep,
Hold on. Shut the front door.
yep,
What?
exactly.
Hold on. Snapchat.
Snapchat.
I just got on Snapchat. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Their discovery stories are all Brightcove video powered.
Like the tech is from Brightcove?
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, so like hold on. If I do a story, like if I do a story, is that
No, not your main story, but the discovery video.
Oh, dude. And again, I may need you to teach me how to use this, dude, because all I know how to do is use LinkedIn and Facebook.
Yep. So all of those stories that you're seeing right there, powered by Brightcove Video. Yep.
Okay. Wow.
So I was lucky enough, to land an SDR position, started inbound, worked my way to outbound. When I was an outbound SDR, that's when the company, originally you started using outreach. So outreach.io. And, I was an average rep. I was, middle of the class, just, getting by.
Okay.
Once outreach was initiated within the company, once I started using the platform, I literally saw a 3x result in meetings booked,
Wow, dude.
set, SQLs, MQLs, demos.
That's a lot.
And literally, it was all because of outreach and their platform and the ability to prospect, at a high level, be extremely personalized,
Okay.
have the ability to send out 1,000 emails a day to prospects and prospective customers, and it just worked for me. I literally ended up 3xing my quota, and was the top SDR in the company. Have
Damn.
booked the most amount of meetings, ever in company history. I think my record was around 92 in a quarter. So I was literally booking a meeting every single day, of the work week for, the entire quarter.
Okay.
And, it was literally just personalization at scale. I was personalizing.
I was just about to say, so you 3x'd your results, right? Which is incredible. Um, walk me through how you did that.
Of course. So the process was
Like,
easy. Being an SDR, we're on the front lines. We understand, what prospects want to hear, what they don't want to hear. All of the messaging with, hey, just bubbling this back up, just checking to see if you got my
circling back, following up.
does not work. That's not value. You're not adding any sort of value when you're prospecting, into these companies, these employees. And so what happened was I recognized that these bump up emails and these,
Bump up emails.
checking is if you got my last email, it wasn't working. If people deleted emails 1 through 4 and then email 5 was bumping this back up and they read it, they're not going to understand, what you're bringing to the table. So I provided value on every single step of my email campaign and my email sequences. And that got me, 3xing my quota. I was the best rep in the company. I was deemed SDR of the year for 2017.
All because of what? The personalization?
All because of personalization at scale.
I'm writing some of this down.
It was personalized, but it was personalized for 1,000 people at one point.
Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. How do you personalize at scale for 1,000 people? Walk me through the secret, dude. Walk me through the email secret.
So I was lucky enough to be territory based. So I wasn't account based selling. So I didn't get a list of, 200 accounts that I had to prospect into. I had the New England territory, New York,
Okay.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania. So any company that was in that particular region was up for grabs for me. And what I did was simple. I looked at, the top tech companies. I looked at, schools and universities, and, I prioritized my outreach due to title. So I was, looking at VPs of sales, VPs of social media, CMOs, CEOs, and I was creating customizable sequences through outreach based on persona-based selling. And I would drop 500 people, over 50 companies into, my VP of sales sequence or my CMO sequence or my, social media sequence. And literally, I never picked up the phone in 2017. I didn't have to. The results spoke for themselves. I was sending out 500 emails, 1,000 emails at one time.
So walk me through how you were personalizing it. So you went by persona of like the industry or the company type, and then what?
So email one was completely custom. That was custom to the particular company that I was reaching out to. So I'd find an article on LinkedIn. I'd find an article, on Forbes.
You were doing 500 of these a day?
Minimum, yes.
What? How do you research, dude? How do you research 500 companies a day? Because you didn't have Seamless.ai back then. Which would have done well. Shit, you did, but I think like before you met us, you didn't though. Oh, were you saying you did the 500 because you had outreach and Seamless?
So I did the 500, through Zoom and Discover. But when I found Seamless at outreach, I became the top rep in the company. I easily 10x'd,
what you were doing previously,
the amount of money that I was making, per month. My manager.
You went from like what 500 to being able to prospect like a few thousand.
Oh yeah, easily. And it was just due to the data quality, the fact that I was connecting with decision makers.
So how are you personalizing? How are you personalizing the messaging at scale for those?
Yeah, no, of course. So I was creating sequences around a particular job title or description. So like I said, I was focusing on VPs of sales, VPs of marketing, CMOs.
So smart, dude.
One that was in social media.
Not a lot of people do that, by the way. So, no one does that. I feel like by like detailed persona. I talk to, I don't know, a lot of companies every day. Sure. Not a lot of SDRs put in the hard work to write out messaging based on the persona, right? They may just have like a sales persona or a marketing persona, but you told me you took it way further.
Yep.
Walk me through how you took it way further. Like you did the sales development persona, the outside sales persona, the ops persona, the VP persona, all in sales. And that was like 5 personas for sales. Then you did it for marketing and shit. Like what?
And then
walk me through how you did that.
Yeah, of course. And then I did it for social media as well. So my time at Brightcove, was utilizing outreach. And what I noticed was it was so easy to drop people into campaigns, to drop people into, these sequences, that I was creating, personalized messaging based off of a particular title. So if it was the VP of sales, 99% of the time, whether you're in, the tech industry or the advertising industry, real estate, if you're the VP of sales, you care about one thing, and that's increasing your sales opportunities for your team, increasing revenue, maximizing on your opportunities, creating pipeline, closing those deals. And so it didn't matter what industry that I was reaching out to. It mattered, the title that I was reaching out to. So I would go in and, essentially grab, 500 contacts, 1,000 contacts, all with a particular title. So let's just use the VP of sales, for instance. And my messaging, between steps, or emails 2 through 12 were all relevant to that particular title. The only thing that I would change was my first initial email. My first initial email was targeted around the specific company that I was reaching out to. So what I would do is I'd get into work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
I would say, I'm going to prospect into 20, 30 companies today. I would research those companies, find an article that was relevant to them, and go in, whether it be Forbes or Time or just, an article that I found on LinkedIn. I would reference that article, say, hey, John Smith, I saw that Marketo was mentioned in the news recently. Here's the article that I found. Your CEO basically said that, the goal for 2018, 2019, 2020 is to increase sales by 10x. And I would make my messaging, personalized on that first email to the goals of the company that I was reaching out to. And I would drop 25, 35 people, with VPs of sales titles, directors of sales,
Wow.
into that sequence. And then steps 2 through 12 was all generic messaging around the VP of sales or directors of
So
sales.
it was still persona based.
Exactly. So it was personalized every step of the way. But that
To the persona.
Exactly. But that first initial email really grabbed people's attention.
Wow.
It showed that I did the hard work and looking up their company, taking the time, instead of sending a generalized message with, oh, hey, check out our company. We're going to increase sales by 10x. Like, everyone claims that. But
Right. Everyone says that bullshit.
Unless you can back it up, unless you can prove it and say, hey, I took the time to do my research on your company. I took a look at your LinkedIn. You've got 5 years, sales experience, 15 years as a CMO. Once you reference that, people will get back to you and say, damn, like you took the time out of your day to send me this personalized message. And I'll literally never forget a prospect that I sent a message to. The company was Infor. This person served in the Army for 10 years. I referenced the fact that my dad was in the military. He was in the Coast Guard. And I've got a great appreciation for anyone in the military.
Hey, tell your father thank you for his service, man.
Of course. So this woman was the CMO of Infor. She got back to me and said, you are the first person that I have taken a meeting with in over a year, over a full year.
She just wouldn't meet with anyone.
And it was because I personalized my messaging specific to her, thanking her for her service, letting her know that I was appreciative. Wow. And then I provided value. I said, hey, listen, Bright Cove can do this for you. We can increase your sales opportunities. We can drive more people to the website. And, she understood it. It wasn't just a generalized message. It wasn't just some random SDR or BDR messaging her with, the random crap that she gets all day long. And so she took the 30 minutes to sit in on a demo, that MQL transferred to an SQL, that transferred to a close one opportunity. And it was easy. It took me 5 minutes to do research on her, personalize my messaging, and it paid off. And so that is it. Personalization at scale wins opportunities 100% of the time.
So emailing for sales, the tip is you have to personalize for scale.
Of course.
From Connor.
Of course.
Former SDR at Outreach.
Yep.
Now one of the top A's here at Seamless. And to do personalization at scale, your recommendation is like just, again, like the post recap for our audience. What is it again to just quickly do personalization at scale, the steps that you got to do? Like, one, build the list using Seamless.ai or another platform.
Of course. So yeah, first and foremost, identify a company you want to reach out to. Use Seamless.
Makes sense.
Grab the company, research that company, find some relevant information about that company that was just mentioned in the news, their 2019 planning goals, or, if they had, a hard, Q4 or Q3, you're able to mention that and say, my company, whatever it is going to help you and your team increase sales or marketing opportunities or increase social media, whatever you're utilizing and whatever you're offering, to that particular company. You need to mention that, I read this article about, your company. It looks like you're going in this direction. My company does X, Y, and Z, and we can do this for you very easily, which will increase sales or increase marketing opportunities, whatever your platform does, and make it relevant to the company. to the company specifically. Reaching out on a one-on-one basis, to a CMO or a CEO, that takes a lot of time. Make it relevant at a company level.
Yep.
Where their main goal for the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months is to double their revenue, or increase booking opportunities, and make your pitch relevant around what they are looking for at that particular time. Reference an article that you found on LinkedIn or Forbes or Time, wherever you're finding it, and say, your CEO literally said the goal of 2019 is to increase our sales by 2x. And my company can do that for you. Take 15 minutes out of your day to sit with me, my account executive, and we will prove this to you, how we can help 2x your sales, and it's game over.
Damn. I freaking love that. Guys, you heard it first. Trust the man who just came from the sales workflow automation expert powerhouse, Outreach.io, Connor. And this guy knows what he's doing. Personalization at scale. Break out every single persona. Create a sequence per persona. How many emails, how many calls, how many social touches do you recommend per sequence?
Of course. So that depends. I typically, research shows, and if you're in sales, if you're an SDR, an MDR, a BDR, whatever your title might be, research has proven that it takes anywhere between 12 and 18 touches to get in front of your buyer.
That's a lot of touches.
By sending 6 emails, by calling 4 times, that's not going to cut it. It's just not going to work. It doesn't work. By the 18th touch, that is when you're expected to connect with your buyer. You need a multi-channel and omnipresent approach. You need to be reaching out on LinkedIn. You need to be sending, handwritten letters. You need to be sending emails. You need to be following up with voicemails.
It's a lot of work.
If you're not doing all of these steps, you're going to miss your opportunity. You need to be reaching out to someone on Instagram. You need to be reaching out to someone on Facebook. It doesn't matter how you get in touch with them. All that matters is that you project your message to that particular person at the right time, so that they see it, they grab onto it, they utilize it, understand it, and then schedule a meeting with yourself or an account executive or whoever else in the company that you're trying to pass this opportunity off to. But you need to do your work. You need to prospect and use a multi-channel approach with a minimum of 12 steps, whether that be, all phone calls, all emails, reaching out via LinkedIn 12 times. I personally like the approach of, reaching out first, via email, then reaching out on LinkedIn, of course, calling that individual, and utilizing outreach is a great tool because, you can set reminders within the platform itself, so that if a person opens an email more than 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, whatever, the open rate may be, you are going to get a task to call that individual. That is a hot lead. That is what you need to focus on right away. If that person opens that email 2, 3, 4 times, they're interested. They're heavily interested in what you're selling, what you're saying, how you're prospecting into that account. And you need to quickly pick up the cell phone and call that person.
Call them right away, right?
Get them on the line. Because yes, you can send 1 million emails, and it worked for me in the past. Like I said, I never picked up the phone in 2017.
Dude, that's insane.
I probably would have made a lot more money, at Brightcove if I actually picked up the phone. But I was so heavily reliant on email automation that it worked for me. It just worked. My messaging was top notch. It was stellar. There was no bubbling up this email, seeing if you got this email. Hey, did you fall out of your desk? Do you need me to call 911? That's the worst email I've ever heard of, and it doesn't work. Sales leaders, marketing leaders, they're tired of it. They've seen it. Yeah, that worked in 2013, 2014, but it's 2018. It's 2019. You need to adjust your messaging. You need to be relevant. You need to provide value.
Yep.
So, utilizing a tool like Outreach, or, like a Sales Loft, or whatever automation tool that you're currently working out of, if you recognize that someone's opening your email more than one time, they're interested. Give them a call right away.
Oh yeah, this was something that you helped us introduce into the company, was engagement-based calling, and the fact that we weren't doing this was stupid. Because you keep pushing us to do engagement and priority-based calling. Call your hottest prospects and most engaged prospects first. And then you also pushed us that we could use sequences for like everything.
Exactly.
You're like, we could use sequences for AEs. We could use sequences for SDRs. We could use sequences for sales ops. We could use sequences for customer success. Like, use sequences for everything, Brandon. Like, you don't like, cause you taught us that we were creating all these tasks in Salesforce, and you're like, B, you could just create it all in Outreach and just have everyone live in Outreach. Like, stop doing the manual bullshit in Salesforce. Now, you said, though, I believe you said Outreach, the outside sales, the AEs, they still do task creation in Salesforce, or do they do it all in Outreach?
No, so I mean, it's all in Outreach. I mean, if an account executive at Outreach, emails a prospect that they just had a recent demo with.
Yep.
If that prospect opens that email more than once or twice or three times, whatever the number might be.
Oh yeah, I love this tip. Keep going.
It brings a task right away to give that person a call, and that can be customizable. You can set the limit to 10, 100, 1,000, a million, whatever it might be. But because we're recognizing that this person is opening their email more than one time, it's literally telling us that this person is interested in what we have to say. So pick up the phone, give that person a call, and then, it's going to be a closed one opportunity. You're going to say, hey, John Smith at Marketo, like, you opened my email 3 times within the last, 6 minutes, let's hop on another call. Do you have any questions? Do you have any concerns? Let's get you upgraded right away. So your team can start utilizing Outreach to, 10x their sales, and, save 2 hours a day per SDR, for manual work in Salesforce. And so it just makes sense to essentially utilize a technology that helps your prospecting efforts, your deals, and progress them through the funnel actively, instead of just working out of Salesforce and, giving your one call a day and checking in and seeing how people are doing. If people are opening your emails, they're interested in what you have to say. They're interested in your content. They are interested in, generating a relationship with you. Yep. No matter what company you work for. So you got to pick up the phone. You've got to call that person right away, because that could be the next biggest deal. That could be $1 million deal for your company. That could be a $5 million deal. And if you didn't pick up that phone at the right time, you're going to lose that opportunity.
Jeez, oh man, dude. Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yep.
And so the call tasks and stuff, because we just instituted that, and it was awesome. So basically what happens if Connor opens the email 5 times, 1 time, 10 times, or whatever, you could basically set the task rules, right, in the rule set. So we have it like at 2 or 3. If you open it multiple times, just because we're talking with, like, we get hundreds of inbound leads. We get everyone.
Of course.
Everyone, is hitting up us here at Seamless. Wasn't always like that, but now it is. So you taught us, like, hey, after 2, 3, 4 opens, create the call task. Why create the call task versus not create the call task? Like, because you could not create the call task and just call down based on priority. And I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, that's a great question. So creating the call task, is essentially being able to identify the hottest leads at that particular moment, whether it's a Monday, whether it's a Friday, whether it's a Sunday. if people are opening your emails, engaging with your content,
Yep.
reading your content, you want to be able to have your SDR team or your full cycle account executives be able to call on those hot leads and say, there's some interest here. You're opening my email 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We need to talk to you. We need to schedule a demo. We need to get you on a 15 or a 30-minute call. And prioritizing it by anything else is just essentially a waste of time. You're going to be reaching out to prospects, reaching out to potential customers that have no idea who you are, what you do. So, calling on the leads that open up emails 5, 6, 7, 10 times a day, those are your juiciest leads. Those are the hottest leads. And it's
you taught us to do that.
It's quick in, quick out. You want to focus on the quick wins, the easy deals that you can, easily sell into, rather than wasting your time on someone who has no idea what you do, no idea what the company is. So I'm going to spend the majority of my time calling on the hot leads rather than someone that's completely cold and that has no idea what Seamless is, because, John Smith over at Marketo that opened my email 10 times is more likely to buy than, Susie over at, whatever company that never opened my email or never opened my, 5 emails that I sent to her. So calling up Susie and saying, hey, this is Connor from Seamless, blah, blah, blah. I sent you 5 emails. She's going to be like, I never saw them. I have no idea what your company does. Like, I'm in a meeting. I'm busy. I don't have time to talk to you. But when you call John Smith over at Marketo that opened it up 10 times, hey, this is Connor from Seamless. He's going to be like, oh, hey, Connor, I recognize your email. I recognize your name. I love what you're doing. I see Brandon post on LinkedIn all day long.
Do you get a lot of that?
I do. I do get a lot of that.
Is it in a good way or a bad way?
Oh, it's a great way. It's great. We're providing free content to people to help them with
Crush it.
their daily struggle. What do you need? You need updated contact information. You need the best sales and marketing leads that the industry can offer. And that's not going to Zoom. That's not going to Discover or Lead IQ. That's going to Seamless, a real-time search engine powered by artificial intelligence to help you find every single person you need to find, correct emails, phone numbers, direct dials, company insights, personal insights, all at your fingertips for an extremely low price for high quality leads. You can't beat that. You literally
$150 a month for unlimited leads per user. Like, you just can't beat that. And by the way, guys, not to interrupt, but it is hilarious because I've been up since 4:30 a.m. Connor's been up since 5:36 a.m. It is 11 p.m. and we are shooting the Emailing for Sales show because we promised our fucking network that we were going to do it. And when we commit to something, we just do it and we don't overanalyze it. Because and you've been on my ass. You're like, Brandon, you told me we are going to do this at 4 and I got backed up in another podcast. And then we are going to do it at 6 and I got backed up in a marketing meeting and then all this other bullshit. So we finally got it in and I was like, dude, I can't quit on our network. I can't quit on the community. We're going to knock this out. Wow, dude. So personalization at scale, you got to prioritize the personas. By persona group, not sales versus marketing. It's like, what are the influencers, the users, the decision makers? Like, it's basically by seniority level. You need to prioritize the persona group by seniority level, manager, or like inside sales, outside sales, director, ops, VP, and like, marketing. You've got digital marketing, director of marketing, VP of marketing, IT. You've got software engineer, software architect, software developer. Then you've got director of IT. Then you've got VPs of IT and CTOs and C-suite. You got to prioritize messaging, of
course,
based on your expertise. 12 to 15 touches per persona seniority. So it's going to take a lot of work up front, right?
Of course.
Like it's a big investment, but to be honest, like let's talk about this. SDRs and outside salespeople, anything that you do at first that takes a big investment has a long-term gain. And I used to go on these yo-yo diets. Like I used to love going on every fucking yo-yo weight loss diet possible, right? And I would take these, like, you got everything from eating all these different yo-yo diets to taking weight loss energy pills to workout, pre-workouts, post-workouts, all this bullshit. And I would do this yo-yo, like this. Lose weight, gain a shitload of weight. I'd lose weight, and then I'd gain more weight. I'd be like, what the fuck? I thought this was supposed to lose all this weight. And like, it was because I was looking for the short-term win, the easy win where I didn't have to work hard. I didn't have to put in the time, the money, the energy, the hard work. And then I would gain more weight than I fucking could have if I just decided, you know what? I'm going to put in the work early. All right, I'm going to cut out fast food. I'm going to cut out pop. I'm going to cut out bad foods. I'm going to work out every day. I'm going to do my cardio. I'm going to do intermittent fasting. I'm going to become whole food plant powered. And like, you got to make these long-term changes, these habits, these daily execution activities over long. I play everything in my head. Everything I do is I'm going to do this for a decade.
Yep.
So like now that this is like, I just started interviewing people for the book, right? And I now am saying I'm going to interview people for the next decade. Like it's ingrained in my head that I'm going to play the long fucking game. I'm going to play the long game with this. And I'm going to do interviews and podcasts for the next decade because I'm going to invest the time and energy because I know doing that right now, if I do a daily podcast every day, like when I wanted to write a book, the sales author always told me write a page a day minimum because the daily activity and the daily content will create momentum, and that momentum will create the habits that you need to deliver long-term success. It's just like we have a 10x goal for revenue. We have a 10x goal for content. And then we measure the daily activity to hit that 10x goal every time. You know me, every day I post the 10x goal, the daily activity, calls, emails, social touches, meetings booked, meetings held, licenses closed won, new users at the top of the funnel. I post to Slack to the entire company every day the daily activity we need to hit that long-term 10x goal. And I think with the personas that Connor's talking about, you have to put in the hard work at the beginning and it will pay dividends. It will pay fucking long-term massive gains, right? How long does it take someone to do that?
To, create these sequences, around persona-based selling, it takes a while up front, when you haven't done it, previously. But I got to the point where I was creating 25 new sequences per day, within an hour's time frame. I was looking up a company, quickly researching.
Quickly, that's quick.
Yeah, I mean, it is quick, but it's identifying what to look for, within a particular article or news post or blog post about, X company and their goals or what they struggled with in the past or what they're going towards. And I quickly capitalized on that, said, great, this is an article that I can use. It's going to resonate with, the VP of sales, the VP of marketing, the CEO, the CFO, the CSO, anyone that I was reaching out to, making that sequence, dropping 50 contacts, 100 contacts into that campaign, pressing send, and then just kind of kicking back, relaxing, and waiting for the results to come in. Because, if X company is struggling with marketing or, increased opportunities, I made that sequence relevant to what they were struggling with or their current, future goals that they were reaching, trying to obtain. And my company, whether it was Breakcove, whether it was Outreach, whether it's Seamless, can solve those problems. And I made it relevant to the decision maker in real time and saying, if you don't take a meeting with me, you're losing money. You're literally losing money right here. And it's on the table. Take 15 minutes, take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the time might be. And I promise I won't waste your time. I'm going to give you something relevant, something that's going to help your company, something that's going to generate you and your team more money. And it doesn't matter what company I'm working for. It matters that if I've identified a problem that my company can solve, whether it's Brightcove, Outreach, whether it's Seamless, I'm going to reach out and I'm going to tell you that I can help solve your problem. Give me 30 minutes out of your day and we'll make it happen. And it's that easy.
Wow. That's incredible. Well, Connor, man, I know it's 11:08 p.m. on a Monday, and we're doing a session, a series, an episode of emailing for sales. Every day we've got a different show. Connor's the first guest on emailing for sales, who I thought would be perfect, coming from Outreach.io, going from average to the top 1% for leveraging emailing.
Yep.
And I feel like you gave two tips. We're going to focus on one, but we'll highlight the two. Number one, personalize at scale by seniority per business unit or per division.
Exactly.
Number two, focus on calling your hottest prospects first, the ones that are most engaged by opens and by clicks, and use that shit and prioritize.
And I'm actually going to add in a third right here.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's give a bonus for the group.
The third is not taking no for an answer. When you receive that no, like, oh, I'm not interested, I don't have enough time, blah, 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 whatever excuse it is, that is my second favorite answer as opposed to yes. You then go on that person's LinkedIn, you research the company, you find out more information, you say, hey, John Smith, you recently wrote a blog article, on LinkedIn that's saying that, Marketo or whatever company needs to increase their sales by 2x this year.
Yep.
You provide value as to how your solution or your company can make that happen. And I guarantee that no is going to turn to a yes in a matter of one email or one phone call to that person. So it's taking the no and transforming it to a yes and saying, I can provide value. I can help your company. Give me 20, 30 minutes. Learn about what we're doing here. And it's not going to be a waste of your time. And the game's over right there.
Wow, dude. That's insane. And I mean, that's basically, that's a wrap, So we've got the top 3 secrets. Yep. Emailing for sales. Connor, for the audience, state your name, your role, company, and how people can get a hold of you.
Yeah, of course. So my name is Connor McDonald. I work for the best company in the entire world, Seamless.ai. You can get a hold of me via email, connor@seamlesscontacts.com. You can add me on LinkedIn. You can shoot me a text at 860-329-7073 any time of day. Doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m. I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to make sure that I help you out, get you the best sales and marketing leads in the entire industry and entire market. That's going to 10x your sales, increase your booking opportunities, make you the top rep in the company, the most revenue. So you can get a hold of me on any different platform. Shoot me a call, shoot me a text, add me on LinkedIn, email me any time of day, doesn't matter. If you want to learn, the best prospecting techniques from an SDR, it's been an SDR for years and then finally transitioned into an executive role, thanks to Brandon and the Seamless team. Hit me up.
You earned it.
I will help you out with prospecting. I will help you out with closing. I will help you out with identifying your decision maker. Any sort of help that you need, I'm going to be a resource for you here, whether it be utilizing technologies like Outreach or Brightcove, and of course, Seamless.ai. And that's where my main focus is. So feel free to
And why did you say that Seamless, out of all the companies you worked for, why did you say Seamless was the best for me? And I don't think I've ever asked you this question, but right before we hit the record button, you're like, dude, this company is the best company I've ever worked for. And I'm like, well, shit, tell me when we're on the podcast, because I want to hear about it. And I want to hear so other people can learn about why.
Yeah. I mean, it's the fact that upper management, like Mike Hopkins and yourself, they care about what we're doing on a daily basis. Working for a public company like Brightcove, I mean, that was great. That was a great learning experience.
Probably learned a lot. Yeah.
At the end of the day, upper management is focused on investors and the board. They're not focused on, an SDR like myself. And, the same applies for a privately traded company like Outreach, where yes, they're growing massively and, increasing, their employees, 2x over the course of a year. That's great, but I didn't feel like I was part of, a team. I didn't feel like upper management really cared about, how I was doing within the company. And, you text me, you reach out on Facebook, you reach out on Twitter and LinkedIn and, see if I'm doing okay. And to me, that's all that matters. I have a CEO, I have a VP of revenue, I have a customer success manager that literally cares about how I'm doing within the company and takes the time out of the day to give me a call, to shoot me a message on LinkedIn. And that's why I'm here at Seamless. That's why I'm working for the best company that I could possibly work for, is that yourself included, as well as all the upper, management, literally cares about my success and how I'm doing on a daily basis, where every other company before me just, I was just another rep. I was another number, within the organization of whether it's 500 people.
Like a factory number.
Exactly. So, having you text me and say, hey, how you doing? Do you need any help? In which you provided me. Literally last week, I was struggling. The other week.
That's right. That's right.
You reached out to me personally and said, watch these videos, do these quizzes, do these tests, take the online course again. I did that. I sat in my room for 8 hours straight, watching that video content, taking the quizzes, taking the tests. And then on Monday, when I came into work, I was crushing.
Dude, it was light years, totally different.
Yep. It completely
totally different. Now you earned that, right? Like, you did the hard work. I just helped guide you and say, hey man, here's this process. Like,
of course,
I know you drank, because when you come on as a new, and this is another tip for like AEs or SDRs, when you come on, you have so much training that you try to just knock out so quickly.
Yeah.
You don't really retain it. And you have to try to, like, you're spread so thin. You just like have to, you kind of try to learn as much as possible, but you're going so fast that you don't really get it.
Yep.
So that's why I was like, hey man, like, how are you pitching? How are you closing? How are you following up? I was like, okay, look, go through the training again, because you're missing some of these key elements that I think are going to be game changers for you. Here's why they helped me. And then the case studies of how they helped me do it. And I'm so glad, like, you earned that, right? Like, you went back and spent all weekend. You're the one that studied it. And I'm just so glad that you were open to being coached, right? Like, coachability for me is one of the most important things, because like, if I know something can help you and you don't listen and you don't try to learn and you don't try to apply it, that's just stupid.
That's my fault. That's literally my fault. It's not yours. It's not the company's, but taking your advice. I mean, I closed 16 deals last week.
It's fucking amazing, dude.
And
I love
it's
that.
literally from applying the simplest techniques, from you, from Mike Hopkins, from upper management, and just tweaking it. Just
over quota. And how long have you been here so far?
My first day was the second week of October.
So like a month and a half.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, dude, we ramp reps so fast.
Yep.
I mean, we try to get people selling literally week one.
Yeah.
I
ended up closing my first deal on, the last Friday in that week. I remember exactly who I was talking to. I'm not going to say who I was talking to.
Yeah, don't say it.
I got him on the phone. I was like, you need Seamless. I can see how you're doing with the trial. You used up all your credits. Let's make a deal right now. And
let's get you on the platform right now.
On the phone, and he's been loving it ever since. I originally called him up, and then like you said, I was struggling a little bit last week. I took your advice, rewatched our training videos, tweaked my sales pitch a little bit. I mean, just a tiny amount, and it made a 5x difference in
It's crazy, dude. That's crazy
closing.
How impactful that is. Like one thing that you could change, which is why you should always be in a constant state of coachability and a constant state of optimization, SDRs and AEs, because one thing that you change could make or break your month, quarter, week, year. It could save your job, make your job, buy your dream car, not buy your dream car.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I was always trying to optimize. And I think I always ask these guys, and I called Connor to ask him, hey, what I ask everyone the same question every day. What can we do differently, or what can we change to close more business?
Yep.
And then the SDRs, I always say, what can we change or do differently to book more appointments?
Yep.
Close more sales or book more appointments. And, you brought up like the closing and the demo, and we just diagnosed the bottlenecks, fixed them. You fixed them. I don't get any of that credit. And then the culture thing, what's interesting, like I worked at a lot of shitty cultures. I don't even know if I told you this, Connor, but like, dude, I worked for IBM Interactive, this massive fucking company. They didn't give a shit about me.
You're
They
a
didn't give.
number.
I'm a number.
It's like going to a university that has 40,000 students. You're literally a number when you put your name, on that exam. You're number 413. You're not Brandon. You're not Connor. You're literally a number, and the professor has no idea who you are at all. So the same applies here.
And with that place, I got all the blame for everything that went bad, of course. If anything goes bad at the company, it's because of you.
Yep.
And if anything great happens at the company, it's because of your boss, not you. And dude, I was so fortunate to go through that experience after like running 2 companies. I worked for IBM because I was like, I'll work for the largest fucking digital marketing company and software development company in the world, IBM, done.
Yep.
And sold multi-million-dollar deals there as the top rep, selling these massive $1 to $10 million deals every month. But I never got the credit. I always got the blame. No one gave a shit about me. I was just a number. And also, I hated how fucking slow these companies move, like internally. It wasn't even like I would drive so much, millions, tens of millions in pipeline, and then I would have to spend 70% of my time selling the deal internally.
Mm-hmm.
I sold 20% of my time externally, 80% of my time internally to IBM just so that they would move forward with pitching the deal. So fucking stupid. So then I went to the Google search agency. And it was the exact opposite.
Yep.
The leaders never took credit for anything. They always gave it to their team. And the blame, they always assumed responsibility for everything bad. And they worked with their team to figure out how to fix it.
Of course.
And I got lucky because I saw the really bad, shitty environment and the really amazing empowerment environment. I was the same person, okay? So it's like one person being in one car, and you guys know I drive a Mercedes, and so does my fiance. Like, we love Benzes. So I was in a Benz, and it'd be like, you're in a Benz. The same guy in the Benz is the same guy on the scooter or another car. But like, by empowering them, I'm in the Benz that's got the V8 that could go super, super fast versus just the C300. Like, same person. I'm in 2 different vehicles. This one vehicle, I generated 10x the amount of revenue and income. Seriously, it was 10x. All because it was the culture. So when I started Seamless, I was like, I'm going to replicate everything amazing about the last company I was at, and I'm going to avoid like the plague, everything fucking terrible that I experienced at Big Blue. And I don't feel bad that I'm talking bad about them. Like, it's just facts, right? Like, IBM's a customer, and they don't care what I think anyways, about just the culture of my business unit that I had to work for 12 years ago, right? Every business unit changes over the years. So I'm not talking shit about them. I'm just talking about my experience, which is real. So when we got here, I just have this mentality for my SDRs and AEs. I know everyone isn't going to stay at Seamless forever. We're going to have lifers that fucking stay here forever, and I can't wait. But I know Connor may be passionate about fucking golf, and he may go play golf, or he may go play lacrosse and go professional lacrosse, right? Like, I don't know. Like, you're going to move, or you're either going to stay or you're going to move.
Yep.
And I just believe in maximizing the potential of everyone I engage with and everyone I interact with, whether you work at the fucking company or not. I want you to be successful, and I want you to maximize your potential here at Seamless and here outside of Seamless in your off hours. And if you leave the company, because I know if I do that, if you leave, you're going to want to fucking refer business to us. You're going to want to work with us. You're going to want to tell everyone you know, look, I had to go do something else, but I fucking loved working there, and I highly recommend working there for anyone. And then you're going to refer the 10 next best salespeople that we hire, the 10 next best investors. My intern, who I leveraged this same approach, introduced us to an investor that invested $1 million. So my intern got the world's best sales training under me and my team, right? And fucking we empowered him and crushed it. He leaves to go to Dell EMC, okay? He's now the #1 fucking rep. By the way, SDRs, this is one reason why you want to work here, because our team, we're the Navy SEALs top closers, pitchers of sales, #1. If you want a sales fucking MBA, a sales education on how to prospect, pitch, and close, come work for us. We'll take you through our sales training. It's like hundreds of courses. We'll take you through the sales training. We'll take you through the live execution, the live coaching, the role playing, the daily sessions to have you turn into a freaking sniper. And then whether you stay here or not, like all my reps that left are working at Salesforce, Dell EMC, Oracle, Cisco. They're crushing it. And my first intern I hired left, and he loved the culture and the people so much. He freaking recommended a venture capitalist that gave us an offer to invest over $1 million into the company. That's why I treat my fucking people great. You know, if they work hard and you're coachable, even if you don't work hard and you're not coachable, I still want you to be successful. And I want to maximize your potential. But I just don't have time to work with people that don't work hard, that aren't coachable, that don't want to win big, right? So, you know, our goal is for you, Connor, and for anyone else that joins the team, and I think sales leadership can learn a lot about this. Like, if you just have to truly give a shit.
Exactly.
I care so fucking much, and you guys know this, working with me, about my team, about our users, about our customers, about our investors, about our employers. And it could be because I invested millions of dollars into the company. But even if I didn't invest millions of dollars in the company, I just know like that shit's going to come back around some way, somehow.
Yep.
So I love hearing, man. I love hearing how much you love Seamless. We're not perfect. On a scale of 1 to 10, I always score myself in everything a 1, because I always want to be so fucking hungry, so coachable. I always want to be hungry to learn, to optimize, to grow. Like, I'm always going to score myself on a scale of 1 to 10, a 1. But, dude, I appreciate that, man.
Of course. No, I mean,
anyways, I'll keep going.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was going to say, you know, it's an honor to work here. You know, it's an honor to work, you know, with yourself and, you know, the upper management, you know, that I previously, you know, talked about. I mean, just like you said, I mean, you genuinely care about everyone's success within the company, whether they're an SDR, whether they're an account executive, you know, whether they're on the development team. It's like you care. And that's something that I found strictly with Seamless. I mean, you know, my managers at previous companies, you know, it's like, you know, they put on the act, they put on the show. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I care about you. And like, it doesn't matter if you leave the company or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you are genuine with your approach to wanting people to succeed, you know, giving them the best advice, you know, being straightforward with them as well, you know, not beating around the bush. You know, you tell it how it is and say, you know, do X, Y, and Z, and that's going to increase your commission, you know, by 10x. And once we apply it, it works. It literally works. And, you know, it's all to the fact that you literally care about our success, whether you're an SDR, whether you're an intern, whether you're an account executive, you know, someone on the development team. you're always giving the best advice to help us out on a daily basis, because, you know, it's going to help ourselves grow, but then it's going to help Seamless grow as a company. It's going to attract more investors, and it's going to attract more prospects and, you know, prospective customers. So everything that you do and upper management does on a daily basis not only helps myself out, but the SDR team, the development team, and all of our future customers that have yet to identify Seamless and see the value of Seamless. Everything you do is game changing and is helping them out, whether it's 1 month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. The stuff that you're doing today is helping those individuals out, including myself, you know, become a better salesperson, a better account executive, and, you know, it's going to drive more revenue and more revenue efficiency towards Seamless and yourself as CEO of Seamless.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's crazy if you think about like the long-term compounding effects, right? Like, cause like if our people are super happy, the devs are happy, and then they recruit other top devs, and then those devs stay for 5-10 years. That just means we built a product that's 100x better than if we had a shitty culture, devs leaving every year, and then we don't build the features, the functionality, the benefits that the customers want. Then all these salespeople aren't getting the tools that they need to find perfect emails, cell phones, company insights, account insights, contact insights, downloads, imports, everything they need to automate appointment setting, list building, prospecting. Then they don't hit quota. Then they miss the revenue targets. Then the business could go out of company, could go bankrupt. I mean, it's just insane. Like that. That's how I think. Like, if I don't do this, how could this negatively impact all these people, or how can it positively impact all these people? And that's why that's why we jumped on this show. I literally called you. I'm like, hey man, I'm so sorry. Today's been totally fucked. I was like, but I'm exhausted and I want to go home to sleep. And that is a weakness. What are you drinking over there? What's your,
some Sour Monkey. So it's a sour.
Dude, I've never heard of that. What is Sour Monkey?
Well, it's 10% ABV, so it definitely kicks in the butt a little bit. You know, if I'm on
That's
my
awesome.
or third, I don't really remember.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. So I mean, yeah, you called me up, say you needed help. I was like, yeah, of course. You know,
You're like, well, I'm watching the game. I'm having a beer. I'm like, yeah, who gives a shit? Go upstairs. Let's jump on the mic.
Go on Seamless. We'll record a video, and that's exactly what I did.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, Connor, I know we're late. I'm going to get out of here, I think. No, I got to get out of here or else, because I'm waking up at 4:30 to go work out. So it's time for us to call it a night. It's 11:30 here at Seamless AI. I'm thrilled to have Connor here with us. You know, one of our AEs who just came from Outreach as an SDR, who just came from #1 guy at Bright Cove, top performer at Outreach, now working at Seamless as an AE. If you're looking for sales strategies, tips, best practices, ideas, recommendations, connect with Connor on LinkedIn. Follow him on LinkedIn. Subscribe to him on LinkedIn. Connect with him on LinkedIn. He accepts every connection request. So do I. Connect with me. Follow me. I post almost every hour, every day. Connect with us on LinkedIn. Follow us. We accept every connection request. We'd love to help you maximize your wealth, health, and potential. We're on a mission to positively impact 1 billion people. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to Emailing for Sales, episode 1, dude. #1 episode at shot at 10:30 or 11. We're supposed to make this a 5 to 10 minute fucking episode. We're gonna have to slice this up, because like all of these episodes are exclusive to LinkedIn, and now Mason's got to slice this up in 9 minutes and 59-second intervals.
It's well over an hour. Well over an hour.
Yeah, shit. I gotta get better. See, that's the only thing, like my weakness as a interviewer. I just love the topic. I love learning, and I love the topic, and I don't want to like cut the content short.
Of course.
Because you learn something all the time. I'm always learning. And I know if I'm learning, my fucking audience is learning.
And literally that can be applied to our email sequences. So if someone doesn't, reply between email 1 through 4, you want to make sure that you're providing value on email 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because, let's say you join this podcast and you quickly fast forward, to minute 30 or whatever it might be. Yes, you may then grab the piece of information that you need, but the same applies for emailing prospects. If someone doesn't reply on emails 1 through 3 or 1 through 4, 1 through 5, whatever it might be, the 6th email, the 7th email, the 8th email might grab their attention. And by saying, oh, I'm just bubbling this back up, or like, oh, did you get the chance to view my last email? No value. You need to provide value on every single step of the campaign, the drip sequence, whatever you call it, whatever marketing automation platform or sales automation platform you use, it's value driven entirely. Do not waste your time bubbling this back up or checking to see if you got my email. Like, you can see if someone got an email. It doesn't matter if you're using Gmail nowadays. You can
my email. It tells you if they read it or opened it, you fucking idiot.
Exactly. And so it's like, don't send out that email by saying, oh, did you get my email? When you know that person opened it 4 times. Send them value, send them a case study, send them a testimonial, send them a free trial of whatever you're selling. It's going to make the world of a difference. I mean, you're going to see a huge increase in opportunities, in pipeline, in close one opportunities. And it's all due to the fact that you are providing value on every single step, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's a handwritten letter, whether it's email or a voicemail. Cut the bubbling back up, cut the just check me in emails, cut the I fell off my chair, call 911.
I love how my fiance texts me at 11 p.m.
Everything okay?
Are you awake? I'm like, yeah, I'm wrapping up an interview at the office. She's gonna be like, dude, what are you? Why? So she's out of town, because like I posted, everyone knows I posted about my buddy who's sick. She says, go to bed. She's like, get the hell out of here. That's funny. Keep going though. Sorry.
No, I mean that was pretty much it. It was literally providing value, because if someone, it's common sense. If someone doesn't read emails 1 through 3 or 1 through 2 or 1 through 16, the 17th email, the 5th email, the 8th email could be the email that generates $1 million opportunity, that generates $1 million closed one deal.
So right. One email, one call, one social touch can change your life forever. And that happened to you. Because guess what? How did you land this job? And we're going way fucking over. But oh well. Dude, what was the one thing that changed your life with this job? One message sent by Connor changed the trajectory of his life forever.
Yep.
So how did you prospect us? Let's talk about that.
Of course. So I was following you. I've been following you for about a year now. And, it was seamless, trial. Check us out, 50 credits, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll give it.
Shit. How many times do I have to see this until I just do it?
Exactly. One day I saw a LinkedIn post where you said, I'm going to give you, I don't know if it was $25 or $50. I'm going to give you whatever it was, let's say $50, to post a video testimonial of you and your results from Seamless. I, was using Seamless for about a week prior until I saw that post. I had generated, roughly, 2x number of meetings booked, qualified meetings booked, that resulted in a demo and next steps, and went from an MQL to an SAL to an SQL, whatever the jargon is. Yeah. It worked for me. And so I said,
and that was on the free trial. He 2x'd his results on the limited free trial with like 25, 50 credits.
Yep. It was 50 credits at that time.
Yeah.
And
2x results of he was paying, like, how much were you paying on the other platform? Zoom?
We were using Zoom. We were using Discover.org. I mean, learning all the information that I knew now, my old company was probably paying $250,000 $500,000 a year to gain outdated, useless, contact information. I literally remember
Outreach, one of the fastest growing top companies in the world, and now they're smart because they're on Seamless. But I mean, thanks to Connor, dude, they were just throwing money away. And I was one of them, right? I was doing that at IBM and Google, and then I was like, we got to build this search engine because I'm so sick of going to these databases, seeing 10 people that I need to sell to, and then looking across the web and social, and there's 150 with the same titles. And then when I would call and email the 10 people in the fucking database, I would get 50 to 75% wrong emails, bounces, wrong phone numbers, no cell phones. I was so sick of it. I wanted to kill myself. And I was just a guy that was an idiot that decided to go off and build a search engine, build an AI engine to research, validate, verify perfect emails, phone numbers, and insights because I had the knowledge from Google and IBM. And I'm like, we could totally do this, like revolutionize the industry with our own real-time search engine, our own AI research validation engine for emails and phone numbers. Like, but it took 3 years to build. It was fucking hell.
I remember a call that I was on. I was calling this person's cell phone. I've been calling them for weeks, probably a month straight, every single day, Monday through Friday, whether it was 8 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., whatever it was. Finally got this person on the phone, and they were like, listen, man, I don't know who you are. I don't know what company you're calling from. I don't know why you're contacting me, but I have been retired for 5 years. 5 years. And I got their contact information from either Zoom Info or Discover.org. And I said, oh man, I'm so sorry. Your LinkedIn wasn't updated. It says you're still at blah, blah, blah company. I was reaching out because I'm trying to, offer you this service. And he's like, don't ever call me again. Take me off your list. Remove me from that database, because that's 5 years old. And I got that info from Zoom or Discover.
Yeah, that's the shit that you deal with.
Don't know what platform it was from, but I never, ever ran into that issue utilizing Seamless. It's updated contact information in
research in real time.
Exactly. We're getting you the perfect company emails, phone numbers, direct dials, insights, company insights, so that
the search engine will find your total addressable market, given any title at any company. It finds in real time every single person in the world that has those titles at those companies today, right now, in real time. It researches across hundreds of millions of websites, across social, across the web, across news. Literally, we've looked up and researched over 750 million people and over 1 billion social profiles, 250,000 news sites, a bunch of other shit, but it's 1140.
And I'll add one more thing. And what's funny about you saying that is I contacted a friend of mine at Outreach who I will remain, anonymous. I asked him to look up my info in Zoom. What company does it say that I work for? What email address does it say that I have? What phone number does it say that I have? And lo and behold, I'm still working for Outreach in Zoom Info, and I'm not working for Seamless. But running that search on myself in Seamless in real time gives me the proper info that I'm working at Seamless, that I'm an account executive. I'm no longer an SDR at Outreach. So if you need the best updated, most accurate information, whether it's phone, email, direct dial, Seamless is the only way to go, period. And that's all I've got to say about that.
And this is a guy that was #1 at Bright Cove and Outreach, used the technology, saw the power of it. And you didn't even tell the audience how you prospected me. We cut that part off. But this guy is a genius. He follows the money, and he knew that this was a game changer for him to maximize his revenue, to maximize his income, to maximize his sales, and to maximize his success. And he reaches out just real quick, and then we're done. So I post, this was like, I forget how, a few months ago.
A few months ago.
I wanted to get some video testimonials, and I'm like, fuck it. Anyone that posts a video testimonial about how Seamless has helped them, I'm going to give you $25 cash.
Yep.
I don't even know why I did $25 cash. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll pay cash.
Sure.
Anyone that will do a video testimonial and get it to me shot from their iPhone, doesn't need to be fancy. Take the damn video. Tell me what you love about Seamless. Because I literally wanted to use those videos to inspire our team. I didn't even think about using it for marketing. I'm like, dude, I want to get my team jacked up. And I actually did think about putting it on the website, but that resulted in a few testimonial videos, and you reached out to me, and you were clever about it, right? Following your tip about using value and using the channels that the prospect uses. Walk the audience through how you sent one message using your tips that changed your trajectory of your life forever.
Yeah. So pretty easy and straightforward. Working in outreach during my last month at the company, surprisingly, I was put on a performance plan. I was put on a plan that if I didn't hit quota, didn't exceed quota, I would be let go. September 30th was going to be my last day at outreach. And I used Seamless. I used the trial. I was doubling the number of meetings that I was booking. I saw Brandon's post that said, if anyone's using the platform, reach out to me, share your success. I'll send you $25. And to me, $25 was, that's buying a dinner,
right. Buying even almost lunch now with how expensive shit is.
Exactly. And so I was like, all right, yeah, that's a nice offer. That's a good gesture. Keep your $25, Brandon. Save your $25. Introduce me to this first degree connection over at Constant Contact. I'll leave out who it was, just for the sake of this video. Introduce me. I would love to pitch him outreach. He was actually a part of my alumni network that was supposed to take a meeting 6 months prior to even reaching out to you, which, he blew me off. I said, you're connected with him. Please send me an intro. Keep the $25. We'll be all set from there. Brandon was nice enough to introduce us, via email. He sent out, an email saying, hey, this is Connor. He's been using Seamless. He's been finding great success. He works at outreach. He'd love to, just get in front of you, show you outreach and the power that outreach can instill within your sales and marketing team. Take 5 minutes to chat with him, take 15 minutes, whatever it might be. And, unfortunately I wasn't able to connect with him. And so I reached out probably 2 days later and said, hey, Brandon, I'm loving the platform. I'm going to write a stellar, LinkedIn post about how I utilize Seamless to 2x my meetings booked, qualified meetings booked on the free version. And it's been working so well for me. Would you mind introducing me to someone else that may benefit, from outreach? I know that Seamless is using outreach. I know that you're using outreach. I know that
you provided the name of the person too in the message. And what I loved about that was you literally knew I was looking for testimonials, and you're like, okay, I'm going to add value to Brandon by giving him this testimonial. And I don't want the cash. I'd rather close a massive deal.
Exactly.
I also, so I love that you delivered value to me, because you know how many times I get hit up by people that just want every day, hundreds of times a day. As the CEO and founder of Seamless, I literally get 150 LinkedIn messages a day. Not 150, around 100 a day from people pitching me their product. Literally, that's all it is.
Yep.
It's like 90 messages are people pitching me. And they'll pitch me even in the connection request, which I just mute and ignore. And guys, this is what you're up against, right? Because I'm busy as shit. I don't have time for any bullshit. Like, if you send me a connection request pitching me, probably gonna ignore you or block you or mute you, and you'll never hear from me again.
Yep.
You have to deliver value, and I don't even care if you just add me. Just don't fucking try to add me and pitch me
at the same time.
At the same time. Then I get 70% of the time when I accept the connection request, instantly a pitch follows right after it.
Yep.
And I hate those. I'll keep you in my network. I'll just mute you,
Sure.
which means you'll never hear from me again. I'll never see your messages. So this is the stuff that SDRs, the busy executives, this is what you're dealing with. Because it's too easy to block people. This is why I block trolls. If someone's like super aggressive, I don't care if you disagree with me, but if you're a fucking troll and you're like being real negative and real combative and not being productive for the conversation, like we could have disagreements and it's productive because we respect each other. But if you're just a fucking troll and you're just pissed at life because you're not living up to your potential, I'll block you instantly and you'll never see anything I post ever for the rest of your life.
Negativity. It's all the negativity. It's just, if you're having a conversation where you clash or you disagree, that's fine. I mean, people are going to disagree with each other,
Yeah, that's life, dude.
But if you're not adding some sort of value, if you're just strictly, you're bad at this, or your product does this, or whatever, you're not adding value to the conversation. Clashing doesn't mean, it's negative. It means that you're bringing something to the table that you haven't previously thought about. And that could add value in later conversations or later on, in the month or the year or the week, whatever it might be. I totally agree with you. Just having those negative people, just block them, get them out of your network. It doesn't matter. They don't matter. Yep. Only instill the conversations that add some sort of value to, the company, yourself, your role,
your conversation, the audience, the network. And then the point that we were saying there, though, is also just be careful with when you're connecting socially and when you're sending these messages, focus on value, because it's too easy to block, delete, spam. It's too easy. I do it 50 times a day.
And be different. Do something that no one else is doing. When I messaged Brandon, I said, keep your cash. Keep your cash. Introduce me to one of your first degree connections.
Dude, I was so blown away that you were the only person out of fucking
500
3 years that's done that in the past 3 years. Like,
I mean, I thought about it from, all right, I either get $25 from Brandon, or if I book this meeting, Outreach gives me 300 plus.
Right.
What's going to be more beneficial to me? A $25, lunch at, Olive Garden, or a new iPad, or, a new,
suit, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
$300.
So I'd rather get the win in the end than the short, quick win, in the beginning.
And like you said, you never know where it leads, right? So you always want to add value. Dude, that one message, Connor gets on my fucking radar. I'm ramping. I have so many inbound leads that I need AEs faster than fucking sliced bread or white on rice or whatever the slogan is. So the first person that's in my mind is this guy who's an SDR who works at Outreach. I'm trying to learn as much as possible about Outreach. And he uses this innovative, value-driven, customer persona, success-obsessed strategy to not only help me grow my business, but also respectfully ask to help grow his business. I'm like, fuck, those are the types of guys that I want on my team. Yep. Those are the types of guys that I want on my squad, because I want them to be using those approaches to help our customers maximize their success.
Yep, exactly.
And we're wrapping up. It's 11:51 p.m. Monday evening. Connor, thank you so much for joining us. How can people contact you today?
Yeah, so contact me on LinkedIn. So Connor McDonald, CONOR, 1N, the OG way, typical Irish, name. CONOR MCDONNELL. You can contact me at Connor@seamlesscontacts.com. Shoot me a text, 860-329-7073. Any way to get a hold of me, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's a Sunday night, a Saturday, a Wednesday morning. Contact me if you need tips, tricks, prospecting, help, I'm going to help you out. It doesn't matter if it's, around Seamless. It doesn't matter if it's around Outreach. It doesn't matter if it's around Breakcove. If you're utilizing these platforms, you need help. I've been an expert in all of these fields. Let me know. I'll be sure to help you out. And of course, I'll be sure to help you acquire your total addressable market, finding the right contacts, finding the right individuals and decision makers at company, giving you the proper names, emails, phone numbers, insights, direct dials, so that you can crush your quota, do exactly what I did as an SDR, and move from the SDR function to the account executive, or the SDR to the account manager, CSM, whatever your goal is. I'm going to help you get to that goal, succeed, and of course, crush quota, win more business, impress your boss, and just kill it at whatever company that you're working for.
And the email to connect with you is
It's Connor@seamlesscontacts.com. Connor with one.
Why did I have a brain? I'm sorry. There's one of my marketers is texting me, so I'm like, now I'm multitasking.
You had a brain fart because you've been literally up for 20 hours straight
on sales,
on Seamless, working on helping myself, the other AEs, the SDRs, and you're going to wake up in 4.5 hours, hit the gym, hit our 9 a.m. stand-up, tell us to crush throughout the day and be the best CEO that I've ever worked for. That's why you had a brain fart. That's why you're so tired, is because you're crushing it on a daily basis. And anyone else in the industry just, goes home, relaxes, doesn't care, and just treats everyone else like a number, when you treat us like family and give us the willpower and the will to succeed and change our lives on a daily basis.
Thanks, man.
That's
I appreciate that, and you're spot on, dude. and guys, we just found out that our team was nominated for Sales Development Thought Leaders of the Year for the Sales Development Summit. Dude, you have no idea. We've been producing content for 4 years now. No one fucking knew who we were, and we've been producing sales content. If you go to the first YouTube videos I ever posted, they've got 7 views. And they're fucking terrible. Go check out some of the videos. They're ugly, but just respect the hustle. Like, dude, we've been passionate about trying to help you for years, trying to produce content to help you crush it. And it is a freaking blessing. We're humbled. We're thrilled that the community nominated us for Sales Development Thought Leader of the Year. And I want us to win it just for our team that's working so fucking hard every day to build an amazing product for you to help you maximize sales, maximize revenue, maximize your income. I want to win it to freaking motivate our team to continue to help producing content 24/7 for you. I want to do it to help our team constantly connect you to the right people that maximize opportunity for you. So please go out and vote for us, the Sales Development Summit. You'll be able to click the button, vote. It literally is one click. We are number 1 right now. Where are we at, Connor? How many votes?
Oh, we're at number 1. We're at least at 80 votes. I mean, if you look
I saw 85 earlier. Yeah, and the next one up's like 10.
Oh yeah, we're crushing it. I mean, but don't let that stop you from voting. Definitely go out there.
Yeah, no, vote, because literally every time you vote, I'm going to tell the team 86. 87. Why? Because we track daily activity. Daily activity leads to daily results. Daily results lead to weekly results. Weekly results lead to monthly results. Monthly results repeated every single day, day in and day out, lead to accomplishing your annual fucking quota, guys. Day in, day out, you have to hustle. You have to give it your all in sales development, in outside sales, inside sales, VP of sales, whatever it may be. Daily activity, daily results, daily grind. Get after it. Make all your dreams come true. Thanks for tuning in, Connor. Thank you so much for having us joining us on this episode of Emailing for Sales. Make it a great night. It's 11:56 p.m. I got to get the fuck out of here. Bye, guys.